Study chapter chemistry in everyday life. The first topic is drugs and the classification. See, drugs interact with molecular targets and macromolecular targets and produce biological response. When biological response is therapeutic and useful, these chemicals are called medicine. And use of this chemical for therapeutic effect is called chemotherapy. Now let us study the classification of drugs. They are classified on the basis of pharmaceutical effect, on the basis of drug action, and on the basis of chemical structure, and on the basis of molecular target. See, on the basis of pharmaceutical effect, analgesics have pain-killing effect, and antiseptic kill or arrest the growth of microorganism. On the basis of drug action, all antihistamines inhibit the action of compound, and histamine, which causes inflammation in the body, is that compound. On the basis of chemical structure, sulfonamides have common structure feature as given below. This is structure of sulfonamide. This is not important. Next topic is drug target interaction. Biological catalysts in the body are known as enzymes, and let's study the catalytic activity of enzymes. The function of an enzyme is to hold the substrate for a chemical reaction. Active sites of enzyme hold the substrate molecule in a suitable position so that it can be attacked by reagent effectively. Drug first let's discuss the second point. The second function of the enzyme is to provide functional group that will attack the substrate and carry out chemical reaction. Now let's study about drug enzyme interaction. Drugs inhibit any of the above mentioned activities of enzyme and to prevent the binding of substrate, and they are called substrate inhibitors. All of this inhibitors, in a sense, they stop. Let's learn some points about drug enzyme interaction. The first point is drug compete with natural substrate for their attachment on the active sites of the enzyme. Such drugs are called competitive inhibitors. Second point is that some drugs do not bind to enzymes active sites, and this bind to different sites of the enzyme which are known as allosteric sites. Now let's study receptors as drug target. Receptors are protein. You just need to know that. And in body, message between two neurons and that between neuron to muscle is communicated to certain chemical, and these chemicals are known as chemical messengers. Thus chemical messenger gives message to the cell without entering the cell. That is function of chemical messenger. Drugs that bind to the receptor site and inhibits its natural function are known as antagonists. And let's study the next topic, that is therapeutic action of different classes of drugs. Acidity was the administration of antacids such as sodium hydrocarbonate or mixture of aluminum and magnesium hydroxide. Metal hydroxides are better alternative because of being insoluble, and this do not increase the pH above neutrality. These treatments control only symptoms and not the cause. A chemical, histamine, stimulates the secretion of pepsin and hydrochloric acid in stomach. The drug cimetidine, that is tegamet, was designed to prevent interaction of histamine with receptor present in the stomach wall, and this resulted in release of lesser amount of acid. Another drug, ranitidine Zintac, was discovered. Now let's study about antihistamines. That is, the structures are not important. Brompheniramine, that is Dimetapp, and terfenadine, that is Seldane, act as antihistamines. Okay, why do above mentioned antihistamine do not affect the secretion of acid in the stomach? The reason is that anti-allergic and antacid drug work on different receptor. Now let's study about neurological activity of drugs. First one, tranquilizers. Tranquilizers and analgesics are neurologically active drugs, and they are used for the treatments of stress, mild or even severe mental diseases. And they relieve anxiety, stress, irritability or excitability by inducing a sense of well-being. Noradrenaline is one of the neurotransmitters that plays a role in mood changes. If the level of noradrenaline is low for some reason, then the signal sending activity becomes low and person suffers from depression. In such situation, antidepressant drugs are required. Iproniazid and phenelzine are two such drugs. Some of the tranquilizers, namely chlordiazotopside and meprovimate, are relatively mild tranquilizers suitable for relieving tension. Equanil is used for controlling depression. In case of hypertension, this is also not required. Barbiturates and hypotic, that is sleep producing agents. Yeah. The second topic is analgesics. Analgesics reduce or abolish pain. First one is non-narcotic or non-addictive analgesics and narcotic drugs. Non-narcotic, non-addictive analgesics. Aspirin and paracetamol belong to the class of non-narcotic analgesics. Aspirin inhibit the synthesis of chemicals known as prostaglandins and stimulate inflammation in tissues and cause pain. These drugs are effective in relieving skeletal pain such that to arthritis. These drugs have many other effects such as reducing fever, that is antipyretic, and preventing platelet coagulation. Because of its anti-blood clotting action, aspirin finds its use in prevention of heart attack. Now, narcotic analgesics. You need not learn any because we learned all in bio. Now, next topic is antimicrobials. Asphenamine, also known as salvacens, and Paul Ehrlich got Nobel Prize for Medicine in 1908 for this discovery. It was the first effective treatment discovery for syphilis. So let's study how he did that. The double bond linkage present in the asphenamine resembled the double bond and linkage present in azo-dyes in the sense that the arsenic atom is present in the place of nitrogen. And the first effective bind to bacteria. In 1932, the first effective antibacterial agent is protonsil. Antibiotics have either cidal, that is killing effect, or static, that is inhibitory effect on microbes. Now match the following might come, that is bacterial and bacteriostatic. Penicillin, erythromycin, aminoglycosides, tetracycline, ofloxacin, that is chloramphenicol. The range of bacteria or microbes that are affected by certain antibiotic is expressed in spectrum of action. Antibiotic which kill or inhibit a wide range of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria are said to be broad-spectrum antibiotic, and those affecting mainly against the gram-positive or gram-negative bacteria are called narrow-spectrum antibiotic. And it is effective against a single organism or disease. They are referred to as limited-spectrum antibiotic. Penicillin G has a narrow-spectrum. Ampicillin and amiksolin are synthetic modification of penicillin and is a broad spectrum. It is absolutely essential to test the patient for sensitivity allergy to penicillin before it's administered. In India, penicillin is manufactured at Hindustan Antibiotic in Pimpri and is a private sector industry. Chloramphenicol, isolated in 1947, is a broad spectral antibiotic. It is rapidly absorbed from the gastrointestinal tract and hence can be given orally in case of typhoid, dysentery, acute fever, certain form of urinary infection, meningitis and pneumonia. Vancomycin and ofloxacin are the other important broad spectrum antibiotic. The antibiotic dicydazine is supposed to be toxic towards certain strains of cancer cells. Next topic is antiseptic and disinfectants. Antiseptics are applied to living tissues such as wounds, cuts, ulcers and diseased skin surface. Examples are furaxin, soframycin, etc. These are not ingested like antibiotic. Commonly used antiseptic is Dettol. Is mixture of chloroxylenol and terpenio used as antiseptic. Bithionol, the compound is also called bithionol, is added to soaps to impart antiseptic properties. Iodine is powerful antiseptic. It's 2 to 3% solution in alcohol water mixed and is known as tincture of iodine. It is applied on wounds. Iodoform is also used as an antiseptic for wounds, and boric acid is in dilute aqueous solution is weak antiseptic for eyes. Let's study next topic, that is anti-fertility drugs. Birth control pills essentially contains a mixture of synthetic estrogen and progesterone derivatives. Both of these compounds are hormones. It is known that progesterone suppresses the ovulation. Synthetic progesterone derived are more potent than progesterone. Norethindrone is an example of synthetic progesterone derivative, most widely used as anti-fertility drug. The estrogen derivative which is used in combination with progesterone derivative is ethinylestradiol, that is novestrol. The next topic is chemicals in food. There are 7 points. The first one is food color. Second is flavors and sweeteners. Third is fat, emulsifier and stabilizing agent. Fourth is flour, improvers, that is anti-styling agents and bleachers. Fifth is antioxidant. Sixth is preservatives. And seventh is nutritional supplements such as minerals, vitamins, and amino acids. Artificial sweetening agents. Now, what are artificial sweetening agents? They are orthosulfobenzamide, also called as saccharin, and is first popular artificial sweetening agent. There are three artificial sweeteners, that is aspartame, aspartame and sucralose. Aspartame is a methyl ester of dipeptide formed from aspartic acid and phenylalanine. Use of aspartame is limited to cold foods and soft drinks because it is unstable at cooking temperature. Aspartame is a highly potent sweetener, and sucralose is stable at cooking temperature. It does not provide calories. Now, what are food preservatives? Commonly used food preservative include table salt, sugar, vegetable oil, and sodium benzoate, that is C6H5CONA. Now, let's study about antioxidants in food. The two most familiar antioxidants are butyl hydroxytoluene, that is BHT, and butylated hydroxyanisole, that is BHT. The addition of BHA to water increases its shelf life from months to years. Sulfur dioxide and sulfite are useful antioxidants for wine and beer, sugar syrup, and cut, peeled, or dried fruit vegetables. These are soaps. Okay, the next is cleansing agents. Okay, these are soaps and synthetic detergents. These improve cleansing properties of water. These help in removal of fats which bind to other materials, to fabric or skin. Generally, potassium soaps are soft to skin than sodium soaps. Then there are types of soap, that is toilet soap, soaps that float in water, and another one is medicated soap. Toilet soaps are color and perfumed are added to them to make it more attractive, and soap that float in water are transparent soap, and medicated soap are shaving soap that contain glycerol to prevent rapid drying. A gum called rosin is added while making them. And laundry soap contain fillers like sodium rosinate, sodium silicate, borax, and sodium carbonate. Let's study about synthetic detergent. They are soaps but which actually do not contain any soap. They have all the properties of soap but do not contain any soap. And synthetic detergent are mainly classified into three categories. One is anionic detergents, cationic detergent, and third is non-anionic detergent. Now, what are anionic detergent? Anionic detergents are sodium salts of sulfonated long-chain alcohols or hydrocarbons. Shouldn't remember this reaction but should only remember the structure, that is sodium lauryl sulfate, that is anionic detergent. CH3 CH2 of 10 CH2O SO3 minus and Na plus. In anionic detergent, the anionic part of molecule is involved in cleansing action, and sodium salts of alkyl benzene sulfonate are important class of anionic detergent. Now there are two types. Second one is cationic detergent and third one non-anionic detergent. Cationic detergent are quaternary ammonium salts of amine with acetates and cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, it's also called. And non-anionic detergent are one such detergent which is formed when stearic acid reacts with polyethyl glycol. And what is liquid washing dishwashing detergents are non-anionic type. Okay, and here last point, that is unbleached chain can be biodegradable more easily, and hence pollution is prevented in unbranched chain. And then bacteria cannot degrade in this kind of soap. So thank you. Okay guys, if you like my video, do hit the bell icon and subscribe button so that you will be notified with all upcoming videos, which is fully free, and enjoy unlimited lectures. Thank you.